Fountain to lead out Cowley for a spot in the Great 8. A nice initiation from Cowley behind Fountain. Fountain, full calm and collected though. He's in the middle of the circuit. It's not a nice line from Matt Fountain at the moment, but all he needs to do is make it round. Can he do it? Can he stick it to that qualifying line now? He finds that wall once again, and now Matt Fountain back into the middle of the circuit. This is very scrappy from Matt Fountain, and Cowley's doing everything he can to try and chase it now. They bring it across the line, ladies and gentlemen. He's not looking too comfortable himself out there right now as he fires into that wall. Yeah, and a massive change in grip, and look at the way the car reacted. Both guys make huge errors. They straighten massively. Our Pro-Am drivers, not many of our Pro-Am drivers got practice yesterday in the dry, so this is a whole new learning curve to them. They're having to learn this track in the dry once again. Mike Jackson comes through the middle of the circuit. Oh, what a spin! A spin from Mike Jackson as the conditions change. It's very damp there on that decel zone into the wall.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of water down there. The rest is pretty much dry now, isn't it? But there's still a lot, patches of water sat around, and it's really going to throw everyone because you.
Chris Wright to lead, Mike Jackson to give chase, and look at Mike Jackson holding back. A nice initiation though from Chris Wright this time. You see this one absolutely flying now as we've almost got a full dry circuit. As Chris Wright gets into it now, Chris Wright goes off track into the runoff area, and Mike Jackson has just been handed a lifeline. Mike Jackson has just been handed a lifeline. And you can see, look how scrappy the track is. Mike Jackson's right in front of us making a whole host of errors as he comes into the outer zone. This track has changed massively in the last half hour.
It has, and it's throwing people off. It's going to do it for a little bit longer as well.
Really find his form. Marcus Clare looks like he is absolutely on form this weekend as he flies through. Nice initiation, but in changing weather conditions and the changing track could play a massive part right now. But Clare, he looks absolutely dialed. He drove in the dry. You see, oh, but he gets it way wrong. Way wrong. There's Marcus Clare as he fires that car off, and look at that. Josh King shuts it down and drives the rest of the run. And you know what, I was just going to say, Marcus Clare drove this track yesterday in the dry, and he was absolutely flying. So he knows what it's like, he knows how quick it is. Listen to that, he's angry. Yeah. That's an angry man in that. Yeah. He looked too good before.
I'm a bit gutted.
He's off the line. It will be King to lead out Clare right now for a spot in a great very nice job, Marcus Clare. In that chase position, now starts to hunt down the side of the E36 BMW. He knows he needs to throw everything he has at this to try and beat King, to try and overturn that 10-0. But right about now, it doesn't look like Marcus Clare has anything he can do to try and beat King as King finishes up the run and takes it across the line. He knows he can't get it through. Cunnington on an absolute flyer, nice and wide, absolutely flying right now is Paul Cunnington as they get nice and deep into outer zone 3. Now here comes Barker, starts to make the dive, but he makes a huge error. Barker makes a huge error in the middle of the circuit and has to shut the car down as Paul Cunnington, absolutely flying into the outer zone, puts it on the wall and across the line. 10-0 as well, this one. Can we see a clean battle? Mike Jackson to lead, and Mike Jackson, look, got the car dialed, he's carrying a lot of speed, big understeer. Oh wow, he's going to avoid the wall just about. Sarah, that was a moment for everybody here.
Everybody just inhaled really quickly there.
Mike Jackson come through outer zone 2 like a bat out of hell, and even Chris Wright, he carried the same sort of speed and he took a step back and thought, whoa, mate, you are going way too fast. That was a very close one there for Chris Wright. I got the head honcho sitting about 10 foot away from me, and he turned around, he was like, that's Jackson. Well, I mean, he's in that chase position, it's a hard place to be when you're trying to overturn a 10-0. Chris Wright just needs to keep his cool. Sits that qualifying line, nice initiation, and Chris Wright now found his form. As you can see, Mike Jackson still not looking 100%. A little bit of an error there from Chris Wright as he gets into the wall. No! And a big error from Chris Wright. And not a spin, surely to God, no. Almost contact again as Chris Wright stops drifting. And now reinitiates, gets into the outer zone, and Mike Jackson shuts it down. And, well, I mean, if you wanted a story, that's a story. The door for Ian Rutherford to get nice and close and personal and force the win.
It's always
That's the danger.
Yeah.
That's the lead out Charlie Hume. Charlie Hume, he's thinking this is his dream weekend. Can he get in a great 8 at BDC? Well, he's almost there. All he's got to do is take down Rutherford, but absolutely flying, but way off that qualifying line right now as they get into outer zone 3. Oh, and Rutherford spins! Rutherford spins into outer zone 3. And I mean, can we get a clean battle?
Nope.
Can we just have one? Just one clean battle would be absolutely butchering. We're half for one. We're half for one. Well, look, Hume to lead in Rutherford right now. Look at Rutherford onto the back bumper. S13 versus S13, and look at Charlie Hume, underpowered, but using the momentum, using the talent and the skill, and Rutherford shuts it down, and Charlie Hume, Drift Cup driver, absolutely destroys the Pro-Am competition this weekend. Charlie Hume, the new young gun on the scene, is proving people wrong. Look at that from Charlie Hume. Absolutely flying. Look at Johnson. I thought he would have been all over him. He's giving him some real big snappy initiation from Johnson. He's got to be very careful. Johnson's got to be very careful not to get lost here as he transitions into outer zone 3. Dominic Gates looking super comfortable in that borrowed car. He gets on that wide line. Now Johnson starts to hunt him down, starts to find the side of that car. Oh wow, an early transition from Johnson. He has to back out of it and make a wild dive onto the door. Johnson just defying physics with that transition as they take it across the line. Look at that out the gate. Rob Johnson does exactly what we wanted him to do. He's flying. And now Dominic Gates needs to play catch up. As Johnson gets nice and deep into out of zone 2 and a good transition into 3 will set him up perfectly for the wall. Johnson keeps that car absolutely balanced perfectly. Good qualifying line so far from Johnson. But look at Dominic Gates all over the side of the car. Early transition from Gates, but Gates messes it up. Gates gets it wrong, he gets it caught himself in the middle of the circuit, and Johnson's into the wall. It's all going on. No separation as Johnson jumps onto the back bumper and a nice initiation from Dominic Gates to get into the outer zone. Oh, what a big error! A little straighten there from Dominic Gates as he comes into outside zone 2. But Dominic Gates keeps the pressure applied now as Rob Johnson starts to find the side of that Nissan Skyline, puts the foot down and wobble in the middle of the circuit again. From Dominic Gates, and Dominic Gates gets it wrong, and Rob Johnson pulls off that crazy transition. And both guys making mistakes, but Gates for a spot in the Great 8. A little bit of separation there as Dominic Gates fires that car in. Johnson absolutely flying. Fires big angle at it as he now finds out zone 3. And look at that from Johnson as he gets on the throttle nice and early, not too much slowing down. Gates looks for the side of the S14 though as they come through the middle of the circuit. And this is a lot nicer. It's a nicer lead from Rob Johnson as Dominic Gates now applies the pressure. Gates puts the pressure on, but he makes a big error and comes off in the middle of the circuit. As moment, here we go. Willie Hanna to lead in Louis Edwards. As Louis Edwards using all the momentum and pace in that car he can as he dives straight onto the door as Willie Hanna gets into the outer zone. Now this is where Willie Hanna will come alive. He'll squeeze the accelerator and try to drive away from Louis Edwards, but Louis Edwards isn't scared to make those big dives as Louis Edwards shortcuts the track and dives back onto the door. One more dive as Willie Hanna takes it to the wall across the finish line. For a spot in the final 4. Louis Edwards, but he makes his way out to outer zone 2 and a fast transition back, hardly any dab with the handbrake, just using that left foot brake and it slows up Willie Hanna. Willie Hanna has to think about what he's doing there. Oh, and contact with the wall from Louis Edwards almost upsets his line, but he stays in it as Willie Hanna gives him some room to manoeuvre. They dive across the track into that final outer zone and across the line. Right now, Hanna, can you take me down or can I take you down? They're into the first corner and Willie Hanna gets nice and deep into outside zone, but look at Louis Edwards as he makes a dive into outer zone 3, looking up the front brake. Look at Louis Edwards, what a guy, what a driver as he pushes onto the side of that R33 Nissan Skyline. As Louis Edwards now once again makes another dive to get onto the wall. Louis Edwards in the smoke and on the side as they bring it across the line. Hoping that Louis Edwards goes down, but look at Louis Edwards absolutely flying away from Willie Hanna. Willie Hanna has now got a lot to play for. Oh no! Willie Hanna and Louis Edwards, what are you doing to us as Louis Edwards throws it away? And you know what, Sarah? I thought that was a done deal.
Yeah, I did. I bet everybody did. Louis thought that was a done deal.
Down, just right, both of these guys, former Drift Cup drivers, come a perfect lead line. You can see Chris Wright panicking, trying to dial in, trying to gain some proximity. Matt Fountain almost comes to contact with the wall there, and he's on a nice line, just about catches the wheel in that outer box. You can see it barely painted on the ground as Fountain fires into that final outer zone. Chris Wright on the tail end of that Toyota Sora as they come across the line. And he'll know that he needs to give up. He's not doing it. He's not doing what we thought he was going to do. Now Matt Fountain is giving Chris Wright a little bit of room. As Chris Wright fires into outside zone 3, Matt Fountain is going to try and gain some proximity. He's going to try and put the foot down now, dive up onto the side of that 350Z. As he makes a last ditch attempt to get on the side, Chris Wright though is on the wall and he is absolutely gone. Look at Cunnington onto the back bumper. He goes, no messing around. This one's going to be close and dangerous right now. Josh King comes firing into that outer zone. You see Paul Cunnington just style it off ever so slightly as they fire into outside zone 3. Cunnington on the inside of the track trying to gain some lost ground. Josh King sacrificing outside zone 5 to get away from Cunnington as he gets into the outer zone. Josh King is starting to come alive. He's starting to feel himself right now, and that is the Josh King we know.
Absolutely.
But well, he lost a lot of ground. Can he gain some ground right now? And look at this from Josh King, straight up onto the side. They come through the centre of the circuit, and Josh King fires down. He's breathing fire down the neck. And Paul Cunnington right now as they get into outer zone 4. Look at Josh King. He's like a dog with a bone right now, and he won't let Paul Cunnington get away with this one. As they come through the middle of the circuit, King going to make one last dive up onto the door, and they go door to door across the line. Give him a round of applause. Fortune this weekend. The car's working. The borrowed car is working for him, and he's looking good. But look at this, Charlie Hughes on the back bumper already. He knows these BDC boys don't mess around, and you have to put foot to floor if you're going to put yourself into the top 4. And Charlie Hume right now looking for the side of that R34 Nissan Skyline, but Dominic Gates on an absolutely perfect lead line at the moment, absolutely flying his gates. He gets nice and deep into outer zone 6, onto the wall goes Dominic Gates. He sacrifices 7, but he gets 8 and takes the bumper off on the wall across the line. Dominic Gates, and look at Gates on the side already as they fire in the tyres on the back end of that S13 of Charlie Hughes, and a big error there from Dominic Gates. He's washing around in the middle of the circuit, and Dominic Gates now finds the side of that S13, but a big error from Dominic Gates. He almost comes to a complete stop as Charlie Hume fires through the middle of the circuit, nice and deep into outer zone 6. Back onto the wall goes Charlie Hume as he takes it across the line. Unbelievable. Here we go, they're off the line. Hannah to lead out Fountain, and Fountain's never wanted it more. Right now, these guys are hungry, and look at the dive from Fountain, but he's overcalculated it. Hannah puts foot to floor and starts to drive away. Willie Hannah is absolutely flying, but he makes a huge error. There's a huge error coming to outer zone 3. The wipers come on the Toyota Sora. As Willie Hannah stops drifting, he shuts it down, and Matt Fountain taunts him behind. Wow. Incredible stuff, and you know what, for me, that's got to be a mechanical failure. That's got to be a problem with the car. To lead, Hannah to give chase. Can Hannah defy odds? Can there be a problem from Fountain? I don't think they can, because he's absolutely flying right now. Matt Fountain in that Wharton Motorsport Toyota Sora is absolutely on form. Nice into outside zone 4, he looks for that qualifying line. Willie Hannah makes another mistake there as Willie Hannah gets back onto the side of that Sora, and Matt Fountain is absolutely on form right now as he sticks it to the wall and across the line. The line, we're good to go. Mr. Consistent jumps onto the back bumper as Josh King fires out zone 1. Now puts the hammer down, but look at Charlie Hughes all over the side of the BMW and a good transition back. Josh King gets wild into the outer zone. He's going to be very deep. Josh King holds onto it and sacrifices a little bit of line to keep away from the wall. As Charlie Hume now makes another dive up onto the door. And the door and across the line. Give it up for Charlie Hume. Here we go. King wants this bad. Look at him onto the back bumper, but Charlie Hume wants this bad. But look at Josh King hunting down the side of that S206 and almost makes contact on transition. Look at Josh King. Unbelievable! How did he hold on to that as they go door to door into the outer zone 5? They transition him in the track. Josh King, bumper to bumper with Charlie Hume as he outrides the winner one more time onto the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, give it. You have to do better than that for the final. Ladies and gentlemen, we are off the line. We are good to go. It's Willie Hanna to lead out Charlie Hume for the third step on the podium. And look at Hanna. Absolutely flying. 90 degrees as he puts foot to floor. Charlie Hume now looks for the side of that Tarmac Sports Nissan Skyline R33. A little bit of separation, but Charlie Hume pedaling that car. You can hear him working it into the wall, trying to get door on door. As Willie Hanna comes absolutely flying through the centre of the circuit. And here comes Charlie Hume. As he jumps up onto the side and takes it across the line, Birmingham. Come off the line, it's Hume to lead in Hanna. And look at Willie Hanna, almost contact as Willie Hanna super aggressive. Of that Kenda tyres, S13, look at Willie Hanna, oh wow! And Willie Hanna gives him a nudge, but he keeps in it. Willie Hanna keeps in it as he gives Charlie Hume a nudge into outer zone 3. Willie Hanna stays with him as they transition in the middle of the circuit. Willie Hanna is hungry for the podium as he dives once again off to the side of the S13 and across the line. Birmingham makes some noise. Thumbs up from our start line marshal, Malk Sarah. Hold on to your drink because this one could get messy. Here we go, they are off the line. King absolutely storming. He's going to try and drive away from Matt Fountain. He certainly does. Huge initiation from Josh King. Perfectly right. And look at Matt Fountain desperately trying to catch up as King gets into outer zone 3. Matt Fountain lost, not even on the same screen right now. But Josh King sacrifices that outer zone to try and pull away as he gets deep into outer zone 6. King back onto the wall. Fountain desperately trying to climb in, but Josh King is up and gone. To give chase, BMW versus Toyota on the line. King, well, he was up and gone. Can Matt Fountain do the same, or could Josh King hunt down the side of that Sora? Look at King, hungry for it, as Wharton Motorsports very own fires on the wall. Now Josh King looks to the side of Matt Fountain, and he's gaining that proximity as they transition into outside zone 3. Josh King bounces that car perfectly, gets into the outer zone. Matt Fountain nice and deep onto the wall, but look at Josh King right on the back bumper. They transition through the middle of the circuit, and here comes King as he makes a dive up onto the side, and across the line they go. Make some noise, Birmingham! I'm